Passport Bros down bad. Let's talk about it. Passport Bro Chad is upset with his Filipino Americanized wife who is threatening to leave him. Before we get into the clips, let me give you my understanding. Again, I think a lot of these problems that men are having with women would be simply solved if they actually got with women who actually like them for them. But for some reason, men either refuse or just unwilling to accept this concept. So what happens is you have these passport bros who have turned their backs on American women, going overseas thinking that the grass is going to be greener. But it's very simple. If you can't get women in America, going to another country is not going to change that. Let's get into the clips.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave. Yeah, welcome to the shittiest post that I'm ever gonna make. There's a lot to it, and I'm not gonna go into it, okay? But suffice to say, after providing and going on the Disney World trip, which included the funeral for my mom, I got up to day 6, I think, on that because it all broke down at Magic Kingdom. Fucking ironic. And I didn't post anything after that because when we got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia, I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation. And then I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children. So,
Already seems like to me, just off the bat, just my first initial reaction that he's trying to paint himself as a victim.
that's heavy, right? That's a nuke. And I'm going to go into my bunker. So I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion and just stayed by myself through Christmas Eve and through Christmas Day. And I missed Christmas with my children. My in-laws, my mother and my father-in-law, and Jayanne, they proceeded to open the presents without me. Presents of which, all of which I bought. Yeah, the separation is a separation. I'm lucky enough to have a big house and the logistics of it can be met right away, but I spent Christmas utterly by myself. And it's coming up on New Year's Eve, and I'm still alone. Because there's no communication from her. Why? Because she's communicating with her parents. She has the total backing and validation of her parents. Plus TikTok.
You can tell he seems to be very upset that the fact that she is communicating with her parents and communicating with social media. A lot of times in these situations where you see a older gentleman, he looks to be in his 60s, and you have a younger woman. We'll see Jayanne later on in the clips that I will show. They try to use the money as a control mechanism, and they also try to isolate the woman from their family and friends so they can have total control. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a situation where he's like piecing out the money. She has to ask for every little thing, and literally he has 100% control. Again, situations like this are never going to work. And this is what men really need to understand. Thinking that you're going to go overseas and get a wife and bring her back over to America and she's not going to get hip to what's going on, you're fooling yourself. You're playing yourself. And this is exactly the situation we're going to see that's going to play out here with Passport Bro Chad. Again, this all could be saved if you would just get women who like you for you and not your money.
Uh, all external sources of validation, and it's my position, my feelings are not relevant. She's got it figured out. She's got a plan. I'm waiting to hear what the plan is, and we'll see what happens from that point. But I'm pretty I'm at peace with what has occurred, what could occur. I am done being Mr. Fix-It. Fix-It Felix. I'm not going to be the simp, nice guy, Fix-It Felix anymore. A relationship takes two people. And she made the decision for the separation. She's made the announcement and made plans with family to take our children back to the Philippines. And she's an adult. She has accountability. It's on her to come to me and explain to me what her plan is, such that it is, and what can be done about it. So, surprise, no more countdown with the great fun in Disney World. It was a fucking disaster. And, that's the truth. Social media is not about the truth, but I'm about the truth, so that's what I give you. Thanks.
Again, anybody with some common sense and logic can see that he's trying to position and posture himself as the victim here. Again, you could tell that he's very upset that she's been communicating with her family and reaching out to social media um, about her next move. Again, like I said, one thing I will give Chad, the passport bro, credit to, at least he actually did, marry this woman and make her an actual wife. Because, like I said, you have two types of passport bros. You have the ones that actually are going overseas. They're fed up with their options in America. They go overseas and are actually looking for a woman. And then you have the second type of passport bro, who's just going over there for really looking for some low cost punani and trying to get off all types of little fantasies that he has. The second, I can't co sign at all. Never was in agreement with that type of behavior. Again, like I said, I mean, to go to an impoverished third world country and try to take advantage of the currency rates is some nasty work in my opinion. But again, Chad can't be mad because from the very beginning, he had a plan for this woman. He knew that he was going to be in full control and domination. And now that the programming is no longer working, he's getting upset. Let's continue.
My Filipino wife has been Americanized. My Americanized Filipino wife. That seems to be triggering a lot of people. Let me explain what I mean. In America, if a wife, even a girlfriend, is not happy in the relationship, all she has to say to the world on social media, and especially to the government, I'm not happy. And if she drops the word abused or anything along those lines, the American system steps in. It steps in to protect her against any allegations that she makes. And the man's side of the story is, it's all assumed. I'm an evil, controlling, patriarchal, oppressive white dude. And the narrative quickly, instantly becomes me bad, she victim. So the fight that we're having, that's still there. Okay, that's always going to hang over my head. I'm a passport bro. I brought her here. I married her here. I signed all the government forms saying that I will support her for a minimum of 10 or 1,000 years. I don't know. I didn't even know what I signed. And all you dudes out there who have been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Americanized means weaponization of the male-female relationship to benefit the female, because family court is not a judicial system. It's a corporation. For profit, digging into the pockets of dads, of men. Because, yeah, we're in a patriarchal system and men still have most of the money. Now, that's exactly what's true in our relationship. She doesn't have any money. I have all the money. And it's, a relationship can go south when the woman has lost love for her man and she's just going for the bag. And if she goes for the bag, she's going to get a huge portion of that. That's what I mean by Americanized. Jayan is solidly Filipina, and that comes with a lot of stuff. And one of those things is she's going to be fiercely defensive for her family, her mom and dad. And this whole fight is hinging on the fact that I disrespected her mom and dad. Never mind that they disrespected me too. We'll get into that later. But Jayan is not Americanized in that she's materialistic or even greedy. But she senses and she knows the support that she would get if things really got ugly between us. The American system is on her side, not mine, not the man's. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, that's it for now. More later. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching.
Again, as a man, we're all aware of how the court systems definitely can be cruel and unkind to men. But my honest opinion is, I really think that this guy is a master manipulator and is really trying to get social media behind him and feel bad as if he's some sort of victim. Again, um, you can tell from the jump that this is my thing. You can't be mad when you set out to finesse a person and then you ultimately get burnt in the end. And this is what I see with this passport bro Chad guy is. He knew he had all the money, he had all the resources, all the finances, everything favored him. He thought he was going to bring her over to America and have the best of both worlds, have a young, beautiful, attractive woman. He was going to be able to be a ruler and dictator, and she was going to have to ask for any and every little thing. And then she got hit and now he's upset. And honestly, again, this relationship is never going to be the same because, like the type of individual and guy, you could just tell that he is. He's never going to forget this.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully
I
Americanized.
think the word Americanized has nothing to do with someone who is disrespectful, especially to your people. Let's say that your closest people. It's because he disrespected my parents, screaming, snatching some things, verbally and physically. So, what I am thinking that time, you are freely disrespecting me and abusing me. I think that's enough. You can do it. You can do it 24/7 to me. You can do it anytime. But to the point that you're gonna be disrespecting my people, especially my parents, I think that's what, draw the line. I think that's when the time that I said I want to separate. It's not because I wanted to separate just because I wanted it. I've dealt a lot with him for the last 2 years that I am here.
We got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia. I was greeted with the announcement from Jayan that she wanted a separation.
For the last 2 years, I am standing up for myself. I know it's really difficult because I have children. And I honestly doesn't want to separate with him. It's just came out to my mouth that I'm so fed up. I'm so done. It's because I'm so hurt and he's not gonna change. There's no way that he will change. All I know is if I didn't stop or I didn't make a move, it's gonna be a normal. He's gonna disrespect me, he's gonna disrespect my people, he's gonna disrespect anyone. So this is just me that, putting some boundaries.
Hate everything about me and what I provide and decided to leave.
He claims that I hated what he provides. As far as I remember, I'm always grateful for him. I'm always vocal, thanking him for for my life right now. You can see my social media. I never criticizes him. It's always praising even though there's something going on inside our house. I will never speak or talk about our fights on my social media. It's because I am protecting him and I'm protecting my children. We have kids, the next 10, 20 years there's gonna be social media and they might see this. I think it's really selfish for him to post for views, for attention, for sympathy. If you can go up here and talk to me and you will say to people that out of transparency, I will talk about it, but you're transparent to the public, but you are not transparent to me. Just for clarification, to half of the trip, paid by his ex-wife. All of the park tickets, Universal and also Disney World, it was paid by his ex, and also the Airbnb and the grocery. I just wanted to let you know too that we have a really good relationship with the ex-wife, and to be honest with you, she's really nice to my kids and she's really nice to me. She's like my closest mother here in Hawaii. I can talk to her anytime, and she's really a good person. And I remember when we were in the mainland, she told us, my parents and me, and she said that this is my gift to you. You are wondering why my parents came over, because we
Mm. Probably gave that gift to you, knowing that you was taking that headache off her hands.
supposedly go back to the Philippines for 3 months, just me and the kids. It's because I am really homesick. I've been here for 2 years. He promised me that we're gonna go back to the Philippines at least once or twice a year, but that never happened. And so I kept
Typical in these type of situations. Again, it's clear as day to me here what this is going on. Like I said, he had an agenda from the very beginning with this young lady, and it was all about control, 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 control. You can hear the way he speaks in the clips that it's all about control, his way or the highway. You could tell that this guy is very egotistical, very entitled, and I'm sure he talks crazy to her and puts her in a position where she literally has to be thankful for any and every little thing that he does for her. Again, it's a sad situation because a lot of times, these women are in these third world countries, and like I said, they don't have much opportunity. And then a gentleman like this comes, presents himself. I'm sure he was very nice, very charming, and everything in the beginning. And then when he got over to America, she saw the real side um, of him that came out. But what Passport Bro Chad didn't account for was the social media aspect now that these women have access to, and she's able to get her side of the story out. And now he's trying to clean things up and make himself look like a victim, in my opinion.
kept on telling him that I need to go back. It's because we have some we have activities like my ate is gonna get married, my big sister, and I am the maid of honor. And also I wanted to do some christening for the kids, and also I wanted to spend Christmas with my whole family. It's been 2 years since they haven't seen Race and they haven't met Rocky, because I gave birth to Rocky here in Hawaii, and it's just really a family thing. You need to go back, and it's just sad. It's because fast forward to the booking day, he already booked going back to the Philippines, and then that same day he canceled it too. It's because he said that I'm ungrateful. It's because I didn't said thank you right away. It's because at that time I got excited. It's because the ex-wife said that she's gonna come. Same day, the same exact day when he booked it, he canceled it right away. And I don't have any choice. It's because I don't have money. I don't have any control about
And I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children.
I wouldn't be surprised with a guy like him that phone is hacked. He can see literally everything on there, every call, every text message. I would not be surprised at all.
my ate, my big sister is back in the Philippines. I contacted her about what's going on here. And then I told her that my mom is gonna go back same date with my papa. And she needs to book for my ate. But that didn't happen. It's because they had to rebook the ticket for them to go back to the Philippines. It's earlier because my papa supposedly go back to the Philippines on January 5th, but that didn't happen. They went back home yesterday, December 30, and they arrive at December 31. You know what's really sad is that my parents are very excited, especially my papa. He thought that it's gonna be a great trip, but it's disaster. They came here just to be disrespected. They stress na sobrang, 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 sobrang. Sobrang stress ng mga mukha nila, alam mo yun. They're supposed to have a good time here, pero yung nakuha nila yung pambabastos. Sobrang sakit ng ulo ko kasi nakita ko yung mga mukha nila eh. Nakita ko yung...
Again, like I said, just in all fairness, I'm well aware, women can act and try to finesse and try to make things seem like something that they're not. But in this situation, and from what I'm seeing so far, I just really don't get that vibe. I honestly think this dude is super controlling. Like I said, probably constantly watching every move she makes. She has to be literally be grateful for every little thing that he does. She makes the minor mistake. I could see this gentleman blowing up over the smallest little things. Again, like I said, he's using the money and power to control this woman. And I mean, it's quite obvious to me.
Disaster. They came here just...
The 5 things that I did to disrespect my Filipino in-laws. Now, I qualify Filipino because different cultures get disrespected in different ways. So don't come at me for being a racist. This is the context. Hi, Chad to Dad here. Had a horrible Disney World experience with my in-laws. And I'm just going to tell my side of it. Not my side of the story, but I'm going to say what I did to disrespect my Filipino mother and father, and as well as my sister. Number 1, I did not eat the food that they cooked. It wasn't because I didn't like it, and it wasn't because I wasn't hungry. It's because I protested. I didn't eat the food that they cooked.
AKA, he couldn't get his way, acting like a child. So he was, obviously in those cultures, that's probably an extreme sign of disrespect.
And then number 2, when they left the food out on the table, that stayed out all day, when we came back from one of the Disney World days, I called them slobs for leaving the food out. Number 3, I clapped sarcastically when Mama finally stepped in and helped JM by bathing the kids after a long day. I clapped loud and long and sarcastically. Number 4, I snatched the keys out of Papa's hands. He spent his morning loading the car up, getting ready to go back to Georgia, and he went to hand the keys to me, and I just snatched them out of his hand and went down to start the car. And number 5, I told Ate, fuck you too, when she said that I was being a bad host. All right, that's the facts. That's the truth. Those are the top 5 things that I did to disrespect my Filipino mother and father-in-law and my sister-in-law. I'm going to make things right. But it's too soon for that. And we will get to it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Look at his body language and look at his eyes when he says he's going to make these things right. It's clear, again, it's clear as all day that this guy's a dictator. He has absolutely no respect for our family. Again, if things do not go his way to a T, he has an absolute conniption. Again, as you can see from the earlier clips where he tried to position himself as a victim, again, it's very clear to see what this is. He had an agenda from day one with this young lady. And when she started to wisen up and get hip and get tired of the controlling and probably manipulative and mastermind behavior, he couldn't handle it.
Guys, I just wanted to give you an update. I am safe and the kids are safe, and I just wanted to thank all of you for your positive comments, supporting me through this process, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I am not setting up any GoFundMe or any donations. It's because I don't want to disappoint people, and part of my culture as much as possible, especially you have children, if you can work things out, just work things out. Since the day that I shared my side of the story, we have been talking and also we came up to some resolutions and conditions that now that I am 6 weeks pregnant, I am going back to the Philippines on my second trimester. I know it's not a good idea for me to go back to the Philippines because something might happen. But for me, it's really important for me to go back. It's because this is also one of our problems, one of the root of our problems, that me longing to my home country and him thinking that I don't like to be in here. So we're just resolving little by little. I just wanted to clarify too that I am not getting any allowance and I don't have credit card. So everything that I am purchasing, I have to ask permission, and this needs to be discussed. So if you want something, we're gonna discuss it. This is how our marriage works. Honestly, I'm not the typical Filipina that's sending money to support my family back home. And I cannot send any money because I don't have it, first of all. And also, my family have a business in Manila. We have businesses there. Our parents send us to a nice school growing up. So basically, we have the money growing up. And I honestly have to say this, that I have eaten really great restaurants back home than here because it's really expensive here. Anyway, just wanted to say thank you, everybody.
It's an absolutely sad situation. Now she's I don't know if she said 6 weeks or how many how further along she is in her pregnancy, but now they have a child on the way. This is just going to add more chaos and more drama. Again, the fact that this has been broadcast on social media and has went absolutely viral, understand individuals like him will never forget this, and he's pretty much going to do everything. Either one or two things are going to happen. Either he's going to double down and try to do any and everything possible to make her life pretty much a living hell, or he's going to try to sweet talk her to get this thing hush hush and off of social media, and then shortly after that happens, he'll resort back to his controlling and manipulative ways.
More rage bait, which I just simply call the truth in reality. And I'm happy today because I get to spend some time with my son as I do a little remodeling in my basement that I've been hanging out. Now, I saw my wife post on TikTok yesterday, I think it was, that she has to ask permission to get money. Yeah, actually, that's true. And when I thought about it, I realized that was pretty fucking embarrassing. It's not like I spend a lot of money on myself. I don't go drinking with
Peep the game, master manipulator.
the boys or golfing or play video games, stuff like that. See, my philosophy is the money that I earn is the family's money. There's no mine and all that. But, you know, what she said was pretty triggering. So I want to tell you something. I've come up with a plan. And the plan is for Jayanne to earn the money that she wants. And how are we going to do that? She started business.
This is still his wife that he's talking about here. I mean, he's literally, like I said, with these type of guys, if you let them talk long enough, they're going to tell you everything you need to know about them.
Business as a landlord. That way, she can file taxes and contribute to Social Security. She needs to do that anyway to become a U.S. citizen and learn responsibility with money. Landlords have a lot of responsibility. They have a lot of
Sir, is this your wife or is this your child?
overhead, right? The construction that I'm doing down here, she's going to have to pay for that out of the first couple, 3, 4, 6 months of the rent. And any maintenance and support that I give her.
This literally sounds like some type of indentured servitude this man is talking about. This is his wife here. Even though they're on, um, not the best of terms, he's literally talking about this woman like she's an indentured servant. Again, it sums up what I was saying from the very beginning. I saw right through the finesse. Again, this gentleman really gives Password Bros a really bad name. Again, gentlemen, I'm not a big fan, be honest, I'm not a big fan of the Password Bro movement. Again, I think you have a lot to do to for somehow believe that they can't get women in America, but somehow they're going to go to another country and they're going to transform into this different person, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Then you have these other gentlemen who want to go overseas so they can have fulfilled their all these wild and crazy fantasies with women in third world countries for literally pennies on a dollar. But let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.